remember your first BYU football game? What's BYU's biggest weakness going into the season? How many games will BYU win in 2007? These are the questions on the minds of BYU football fans after a very successful 2006 season. This was our idea. Bring in some BYU fans and ask them questions about the Cougars. Hopefully, this will help you get through those long summer months without football. So here are Robert, Fred, Keon, and Chad, 4 huge BYU football fans. Remember that the opinions expressed here are not the opinions of the Daily Herald and are influenced by drinking too much caffeine-free Diet Coke, or maybe just wearing their blue wig a little too tight.
I was in the stadium. So I was in the stadium, I was in the northeast corner.
I was in my basement with the same friend, my friend Dave, who converted me to BYU football, with our wives and our kids, watching it in my basement. And when they went down by 2 scores, fourth quarter, I looked at him, and he's as passionate as I am, and I said, look, we're going to come back and win. It's our year. We have to do it. You can't lose faith.
Every time BYU scored during that game, we all set our car alarms off, and my grandpa's next-door neighbor was a Ute. He was mad. But we kept setting them off, and then they started to come back, so that quieted down a little bit.
And anyways, it rolled on and rolled on. Down those last 3 seconds, you know, we're both just 2 feet from the TV, and total silence.
And I remember thinking before he snapped the ball, there's no way. I got to go back to work and endure another year of crap.
I was going absolutely nuts.
You know, I was so overwhelmed. I was excited. The adrenaline was pumping like crazy. It was just, I was in shock. I know, as dumb as it may sound, I think I might have cried a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever.
So I jumped up and my fingers hit the ceiling, and everybody went nuts. We ran out in the street screaming and set off the alarms, and it was pretty cool. So.
Some Utah fans had been razzing me the whole time, and as soon as they scored the touchdown, I got done celebrating for about 2 minutes and looked around, and there were no Utah fans to be found. So it was a gorgeous thing. I mean, it was beautiful.
We had all these little bowls of peanuts and M&Ms that we were eating all game, and I swear there were kids and peanuts and M&Ms bouncing off the walls, flying everywhere. We were tackling our wives, tackling each other. It was a moment. It would have been great to be there, but that moment in time, just watching on TV with my best friend and our families, was just amazing. I mean, screaming for an hour afterwards, it was awesome.